so recently we did a video on analog pedals and you saw us set up 2 rigs plugged into 2 amps, and that's traditionally how things were done. You had started off with the amplifier, you had tube amps and combos. Those had some effects on them, they had channel switching, but then guitar players wanted a little more. They wanted to shape their sound, control the drive, push the preamp a little harder. So then you had pedals, overdrive pedals, and then you wanted to be able to control those on the fly. So you had effects pedals, and that's how you came up with these rigs. You had rack units that came up, but nowadays it's just not possible to carry these wherever you go, especially with flights and a lot of the logistics involved. With analog pedals, you have different blocks of sounds. Those are connected via patch cables, you have power supplies. There's more chance of failure in that case. Even if one of those pedals has a problem, even if the power supply has a problem, the entire rig goes bad, and then you have to spend so much time diagnosing it, figuring out what's the problem, and especially when you have a show lined up, you don't want to waste your sound check time doing that. Eliminate all these problems. We had guitar processors that came up somewhere around, they've been around for a while, but now they've become super popular. One of the challenges we faced back then was these processors are digital technology, and the sound coming out of your guitar is analog. So converting that analog to digital was the biggest challenge. But now we're in 2026 and technology has advanced to a level where even the digital sounds come really close to these analog pedals. And most guitar players are now migrating towards a processor. For mainly the compactness with which it comes, you have processors with different sizes, but more importantly, you get a consistent sound. Every venue you go, anywhere, you have that same sound that's coming out of your processor because everything is done in the box. So what we're going to do today is just go over some basic tones that you can get from your processor, and we're going to talk about building these sounds. What's interesting about a guitar processor is it takes the entire analog world and puts it into a small box. So you have the entire signal chain out here that represents everything that you would do in an analog world with the pedals, the cabs, the amps, and the different effects on there. And you can dial in those sounds, and a lot of these sounds have been replicated from the original equipment. Obviously, that was the biggest reference for them. So we have the Arena 2000 with us today by Donner. It's an incredible processor. We've seen Sudan use it.
Just going into the new processor that I got from Donner. It's the first time I'm using a FX processor. Otherwise, I'm always just routing it through my laptop.
In his live set, he didn't used to use a processor, but now he does that so you can switch patches on the fly. A really compact unit that fits in your gig bag. It's got an expression pedal. It's got 3 foot switches that lets you control your different banks, and you can go through the different banks and control 3 patches at a time. It's got a surface that's touch sensitive. So all of these controls can be handled with a single touch. Whether you want to store, you've got a drum option, you've got a looper and your tuner. And more interestingly, it's got the output. You can have a separate output for your amp on stage and a separate output going into your front of house. What that means is if you need to have stage volume just to get that presence, you can control that independent of what's going to your front of house. It's a great feature to have, and obviously you've got, you can use it for headphone practices and things like that. And a super compact unit, metal chassis, really robust with an expression pedal. So we're going to dive into some tones. So let's get started, Varun.
Yeah. So I think we have our direct guitar signal going in here, and the first patch which says hi there to you as well. Okay, so this is literally right now what we have is the cable going into the processor, and we have our output cable going into the recording interface. So this is basically nothing on, which is a similar sound to how you would plug in your guitar in a console board. So that's the sound that we have so far. No reverb, no delay, no effects, just no amp modeling either. It's just a DI, which funk music used to even use this sound. So where should we go from here?
Alright, so first off, we're going to start off with the amp. We've got a clean sounding amp, an FT Twin, and we're going to pair that with the FT Basement, a 4x10 cab. So let's dive into the sound.
Yeah, so that's sort of colored the sound. We went from the DI sound to the Fender sound. So that's a good enough clean sound. What I'm missing right now, we are used to hearing this sort of some tone with a reverb,
Yep.
at least at the end of it. So let's dial that in.
Right, so I've got my reverb, I've got a hall reverb on here.
Can we get a plate or a spring reverb, anything like that?
So we've got a spring reverb.
That's a very bouncy spring.
Yeah.
How about we check out the...
Yeah.
Let's go back to the reverb again, and we check out the plate reverb. That's a lot of mix. We can cut down on the mix a little bit.
Yeah, so again, these three knobs correspond to their physical knobs, so it's easier to control.
Right, so now our sound has some space around it, right? So it's a mellow, nice. So that's the sound that if I'm a singer-songwriter, that's my core sound of a clean tone is right there. I can use up some different pickup combinations and. Okay, if I'm blues guy, I can play all the your Stevie Ray Vaughan and your blues, good old your John Mayer sounds. Okay, so we've got that going. You even have
Nice. So this is the equivalent of just being plugged into an amp with some reverb.
Yeah.
Now let's try and introduce some EQ. So you have the option of a 3-band EQ as well as like a 5-band EQ. Now at 0. So
maybe add some lows, maybe we can cut some highs. That's one challenge that people have always had with digital equipment is it's very high pitchy, very, very high frequency, a lot of very trebly sounding. So it's usually a very good idea in a digital realm to go and chop off some treble more than how you would in the analog world.
You see.
So we can come down some 6K, the very last one.
Yep.
Yeah, go let's say -5 probably. Yeah, so that's a good. It's fattened up the sound now. This works like a Fender amp, man.
Yeah, pretty much. And so this was the EQ. You have options of like a 5-band, 10-band can go all the way. So what should we go next? What would you want to add?
Let's do one final thing is maybe add some delay at the end of it.
Yep.
So you just did one press and it's on, right?
It's on, yep.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
Sounds good.
Yep. So this was like our clean with some delay and reverb.
Yeah. So maybe we can add last thing is maybe add a compressor in the front of the signal.
So I've got the LA2
So it's brought the sound quite up front and fattened it up even further. So you've got that makes you go into the whole world of. Yeah, so the sound is quite in the front now. Very usable sound.
Awesome. So let's do one thing. Let's turn all of these off, play something, and then we'll bring it back up.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
So we're basically going back to where we started
Yes.
from. That's our DI sound. But we're still in that very clean.
Yeah.
There is not a hint of distortion or drive.
No.
Our amp is also set very clean.
Very clean. Yep.
Yeah.
So that was just the difference, showing you how a DI signal versus, even though we are doing a clean sound, having an amp color your tone, having an EQ and some effects really brings the guitar up. So that was a clean sound. That was high there. And it's super easy to store it. Alright, so now we've got clean sound. Let's go to the next. I'll have to clear this one.
We can change around
Effects?
in this one itself.
Oh, okay, huh.
We can just
Yeah,
continue building on the hi there patch.
Cool.
So we built the clean sound. We got some bluesy sound,
Mm-hmm.
some Pink Floyd sound, some very nice, good, clean singer-songwriter tones.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I can spend a whole evening just
Yeah.
playing on this patch. I would only miss some overdrive. So what
let's
can we
kick it
do
in.
in the drive section?
Alright, so we have.
So we've
808
got
style.
the tube screamer.
Yep.
Can we switch it off first? So let's find out how it sounds in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounding good apart from the note I missed over there.
Yeah. So let's see what other drives we have.
That's another variation of a tube
Of a tube
screamer.
screamer.
Let's go. We have a Klon Centaur. Yeah, so more mids, more highs. Sound good?
Ah, the rat, the glow rat.
Yeah, this is where we get into the David Gilmour
Yeah.
territory. Seventh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, level is 75. Go thoda, at least bring it to 40 something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, let's try it out. So now what I really like about the whole setup right now, we have an overdrive into a clean amp with some compression, with all these effects. We even have a stereo chorus on.
Yeah.
If you just keep your volume knob at 2 or 3, you
Yeah.
can still have your clean tone.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. It's still reacting like how an analog amp would react. So that modeling and whatever processing that it's doing inside it
Yeah.
is pretty good. Chorus just makes me want to go that full 80s
Yeah.
mode. That mode.
Yeah, as I was mentioning in the start, the conversion from analog to digital was one of the biggest challenges, and now they managed to rectify that. And the way you know it is with the volume control. A lot of people don't realize how important that is because you didn't have the equipment that would respond to it, but now you do, and that makes a whole lot of difference.
That's true. That's true. Because just to maybe we'll get rid of the chorus.
chorus.
Just get back to the core tone. Just so that people can see, you got the clean sound.
Yeah.
Slightly, you know, if you bring it to 5 or 6, you get your that bluesy gain.
Yeah.
Right. So that will give you your. Okay, so you get that, and probably just that much. If you go to the humbucker, you have maybe like your AC/DC. You got that, and obviously at full volume,
Yeah.
that will go to your solo tone. So you could actually just use one good patch, everything set up, and operate everything from a good guitar and its controls.
Yeah, you didn't actually change anything. You went
Didn't even touch it, right? So we go for all the way from clean to like lead boost, just like.
Wow, and this is a clean amp with a drive.
Yeah, we're not even in distortion zone
Not
as
really.
of now. So
All right, so let's try some different amps now.
okay, switch off the comp.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe switch off the delay. All right, so we have one of my favorites, which is the Marshall JDM45. So Jimi Hendrix used to use this amp. This is one generation before the Plexi.
Okay. Change the cab as well.
Let's go to a Marshall 412 cab. 1960 A 412 60 B.
So these are the
So A
different channels.
is the greenback speakers.
Yep.
So you get that. You even get your.
Ooh. That was
Sounds
so
pretty
much fun.
close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this actually has the option of different mics.
So which were we on earlier?
KM84, we've got the U87.
Maybe let's go to a ribbon. R121. Yeah, oh, okay. So we have. So more fatter low. Let's go to the 57, the most obvious one.
Yep.
Yeah, this should be a little more mid-Z, bright sounding. Sweet. So let's go back to the ribbon. That was a much fatter sound. And let's go back to the amp. And now this already is giving you the whole 60s rock and roll.
Awesome.
So let's change the amp maybe now.
Yeah. Now we've got a Plexi. Wow.
That's the sound. That's the Marshall
It's
Plexi.
just right there. You didn't have to do any
We didn't
settings.
even have to touch it.
Yeah. And let's go to the JCM 800.
Right. So now you're climbing up generations. It's very nice that they've arranged it in that
In that
way.
order, yeah.
So after Plexi came the 800. So this will have the more 80s. Or even this one.
cab we have is still our 1960s.
Yeah, let's go to the B. So B has the vintage 30s.
Okay.
I think so. So the sound got more brighter, more upfront because the vintage 30s have that sound. So now if we take it to some other cabinet models, let's see. We have the Bogners, we have the EV. Okay, so there are some really heavy metal cabinets up ahead. So let's take it back to what we liked earlier was the 60A and get back to the amp and just check some other amps as well. So 800, 900, this is the more gain. This is what people like Motley Crue and early Metallica were using. Yeah, I'm missing the whammy bar now. Sweet.
All right, so this was the Marshall 900. Now let's go into some really heavy stuff. So what would happen if I added a drive in front of this? Let's see. Now
it'll just get into full-on destruction zone gain. Like that's like full roaring. So it gets very heavy. You're taking an overdriven amp and boosting it further.
Yeah, well, that is something you can always experiment with it. There will come a point where there's just enough distortion. You can't really saturate anymore, just a lot of sound. Now let's go to the amp and go like really.
Yeah, so we're at the Mesa rectifier. First channel is the clean one actually. It's the second and the third channels which are. Yeah, second channel was pretty good.
Yeah.
Or even the other one.
Wow, that's incredible.
So it's got that. Now if you obviously mute the reverb, that'll just take it to like that dry studio. And we bring back the reverb and the delay and maybe boost it up with, let's try a tube screamer. Yeah, go zero gain. This is the classic settings that people already know of the internet. Go full volume and as little gain as you can, maybe like a 1, 2 or 4 or something like that. And this should give you the quintessential metals. And we have a lot of delay as well, so you could start playing all your solos and everything that we all.
So this was an introduction onto how to build a patch on a processor. So we went from clean to drive to something that's full on metal, and obviously there's so much more to dive in. You could sit all day just going through each individual block, as you can see that's set up on the home screen. So Varun, how do you go about doing this, and what are your thoughts on how this is set up?
I think the sounds are just usable off the bat. It's the ease of use. Like if I had to do all this with an analog gear,
Oh my god, imagine
we would be sitting with half a room full of equipment.
Yeah,
what we just did right now in about 15 minutes, we'd have like half a room of like multiple amps, multiple effects, multiple units and everything. So that's just fantastic. Like we can just do all this, and as the years have gone by, the quality of the digital processing is getting better and better, and also more user friendly. So if you know how the real gear is supposed to sound like. You can quickly dial the settings up and like the Back in Black tone we got over there was literally 2 clicks and
Done.
that was the sound, right? So that's the beauty of using the digital gear, is the ease of use is just very quick. However, I would like to sit a little bit more and ready up several sounds where we can do a longer video where we can literally get the sounds of all various different eras. So I'll probably take this, spend some time. There were some gain settings I could not figure out what to play on it. So I would like to like spend more time with this one, get a full set list into this thing.
Oh yeah.
And then we can sit with the patches, with the sounds and the possibilities. And I think for the people who already have this amp, then once we dial in our settings, we can share our settings with them as well. So they can also have access to our patches and vice versa.
That would be a cool thing to do. Because even like right out of the box, whatever, we just clicked and opened certain blocks, certain amps. The settings over there were really nice. So if you're someone who's not that familiar with really dialing in sounds, you'll still be able to get a good sound right out of this. So obviously a lot more to delve into. This was just a basic overview, just like how we did with the analog gear. Get you an idea of how to build a patch. And I mentioned at the start that Sudhan's been using this on his live tour because he was able to switch these patches. We actually did an in-depth video where he dials in his own sounds, the ones that he uses live. Based on his preference, he uses Donner DJP 1000, the hollow body guitar, running into the Arena 2000, and obviously he has his full band. So do check that out for that sound. And we will obviously go into more details with this one. And let us know in the comments what are your thoughts on the whole processor world and how things have improved. If you've used one of these or if you've used other processors, what are the benefits of it? What are the challenges of using a processor and anything? Do let us know in the comments. And if there's any more videos that you would like us to make, anything you want us to talk about, we'd love to hear from you. And till then, we'll see you next week.